Hey guys, welcome back to Real Housewives Recaps. I am so glad you're here. We have so much to talk about. I have so many thoughts on this. I really want to get into. I'm going to start this with let's see, what's the word? A caution I don't normally put out there. I don't get political. You know that. It's just not my thing. I really don't care. I actually find that Harry and Meghan unite both sides of the aisle, if you will. So so there is that. Thank you for that, I guess. But I don't get political here. I'm going to have to a little bit because this has to do with the governor of California. So I'd appreciate it if we just don't get into politics per se, but I will tell you I can't stand the guy. And I'm setting this up this way because we have a lot of non-American friends that watch, and so you may not know, this is Gavin Newsom. He is in the pocket of Harry and Meghan. He is the governor of California. From what I understand, not many can stand him. So there is that. Again, like Harry and Meghan, birds of a feather. But again, it's not anything to do with left versus right. Not that. I just disagree with the way California, so a lot of things there are being handled. But anyway, I digress. Let's get into what's going on with Harry and Meghan because it is astonishing. I just have so many thoughts on this. I'm Jen, by the way, Honk Honk. Okay, here we go. He decided to take a little break, if you will, from his work to have a press conference about Harry and Meghan. You guys, you cannot make this stuff up. So he was doing this thing about mental health. See if any of this sounds familiar. Think about what Harry prattles on about. And again, as if he's the poster child for mental health as well. Doing a thing about mental health and decided to turn this into a time to discuss not discuss, because that would involve dialogue. To blindly defend Harry and Meghan in the most ridiculous fashion you've ever seen. This is the video where you can find it. It's here on YouTube, but there's something interesting about this video. Here it is. If you ever see this, comments are turned off. Now, I will say on kids' channels, they all have them turned off. It's just a thing to protect kids. But on grown-up channels, as this is supposed to be, you don't normally find that. And if you do, it's usually a clue that something's amiss. Just putting that out there. All right, let's talk about it. So, again, a press conference was called over this. And I did put out a video where I explain the Archewell. It all has to do with the Archewell, the $200 and all that. Okay. This asshole, yes, I'm calling him that, is trying to downplay this. There's just so much wrong with this. He's trying to downplay this and make Harry and I promise I didn't do that on purpose. Harry and Meghan victims further, or furthering that victim narrative. They're victims. I really didn't mean to call her victim, but, if the victim shoe fits. So the jackass would rather ignore the fact that his state is on fire, sometimes quite literally, and all the problems going on there, and would, again, like to try to protect Harry and Meghan from what? From what? I sound like Erica from Real Housewives. From what? Okay. So much. Oh, I'm just so fired up about this. Okay. First of all, he's chastising. Okay. No, I'm sorry. Hold on. He calls it a clerical error, right? A technical paperwork issue. He's chalking this up to a technical paperwork issue. You can't make that up. He's chastising journalists for investigating. Where have we heard that before? Oh, yeah. Harry and Meghan do that. They hate free speech. Again, if you don't know this stuff, I sound like I'm wearing a tinfoil hat and I'm deep into conspiracy theory. I'm not. I'm not into that shit. But I'm telling you, as I study more and more about them, as I know that they're involved in that Aspen Institute, as Lady C points out in her book throughout, they hate free speech. So anything they can do to shut it down. Now, Gavin is criticizing journalists for investigating what he is downplaying is just a technical paperwork issue. No, it is not. And I'll get into that because it turns out we were right and he's lying through his teeth. What else is new? We'll get there. But I'm just so stuck on this. So they are fine with calling a friggin' press conference over what he's calling a whatever clerical error and a $200 Lost in the mail, check. My dog ate my homework, right? They're fine calling a press conference over that. But you talk about the atrocities in the African parks. I will not stop talking about that. They stay silent. Baka people harmed, in actual danger. Again, I say atrocities occurring. Harry is on the board. He was promoted while it was happening, and he was very fully aware of it and did and has continued to do and say nothing about it. It is alleged that letters were written to Meghan to make her aware as well, and nothing was done. And yet, a clerical error, as they're trying to downplay it as, believe me, I think it's so much more, but a clerical error, $200 check, they call a fucking press conference over it. That shows you right there, more than anything else, where their priorities lie. Emphasis on the word lie. Dipshit right here is blindly defending them both. They are indefensible. They are awful, disgusting human beings, and I will continue to call them out for this bullshit. He is throwing under the bus his own people, talking about Gavin over here, his own people saying, oh, it happens all the time. Clerical error, technical difficulty, whatever the fuck he said. He's throwing his own people under the bus for bringing it to everybody's attention in the first place. Doesn't that point to bigger issues in your own department? And if it happens all the time, why aren't you looking into why it's happening all the time? And I don't recall you making speeches and press conferences about other people that this has happened to. Interesting that you choose Harry and Meghan, of all people, to do this for. To use a word that Dum Harry likes to use, it sure sounds like conscious bias to me. Yeah, I'm pretty proud of that. No, but seriously, he walks around, unconscious bias, unconscious. No, this is just straight up conscious biasness. I'm going to circle back to the ludicrous claim that the journalists shouldn't be investigating this. If they have nothing to hide talking about Hank and Skank, Harold and Fraud, why shouldn't the journalists be investigating this? Regardless, why shouldn't journalists be investigating anything? Isn't that what a journalist does? I wanted to give a shout out to Summer Sherberry, who said, the media are doing what they're supposed to do. The Attorney General made the documents public. The only ones to blame are Harry and Meghan. They thought they could get away with it. Thank you, Summer Sherberry. You're so right. Another big issue we haven't even gotten to yet is they actually are delinquent. So it was just submitted and it was due a year ago. Okay. And so I'd heard varying reports on this. I heard it was due a year ago, but then on further research, it looks like it was due earlier this year, I believe January. Regardless, it's past due. The people that reported on this are not wrong. They were delinquent. They're doing the Harry and Meghan thing where they're trying to gaslight. I hate that word, but that's what he's doing, trying to gaslight us all into thinking, oh, they're just big old victims, and oh, no, they're poor things. They just can't catch a break. I want to shout out Tala here, I hope I'm saying your name right, that says someone needs to put a community note on that video. All the documents are public and are available to see that they were delinquent for filing late and only submitted it yesterday, a year after it was originally due. There you go. Also, shout out to Irene Britt USA that says, I can't believe he's implying the press were incompetent for running the story. The AG declared the organization delinquent. It wasn't a rumor. This guy is a chief gaslighter. Thank you, Irene, for being one of the voices of reason. That's exactly what I'm shouting into my microphone. I'm not shouting at you guys. I know we're all on the same team, but I'm saying it's just crazy at this point. This is what Harold does. Well, what they both do, well, all three of them do apparently, including Newsom, but that they try to convince us the sky is green. We didn't say they were racist. Did we say that? The press said that. No, asshole, you did. So fired up about this. I'm thinking about, again, what Catherine, Princess of Wales, and what King Charles have been through with their health stuff and how awful their supporters have been vocally just bashing them and saying these awful things, and I'm seeing it rear its ugly head again to try to distract from all this. And again, they won't say shit about that, but they'll hold a press conference over what they're trying to play off. I think it's so much more than that, but trying to play off as a clerical error and a $200, lost my check in the mail, somebody dropped the ball. But they won't speak out about the real things. Nope, not a word, unless it's just a clap back, as the kids say. Oh, I'm so frustrated and fired up about this. I'm dying to know your thoughts. Please chime in the comments. Please respect my request. let's not get political. We're all in this together, regardless of sides. Like, I think we can all agree that Harry and Meghan are the worst. Ugh. This shutting up free speech, just absolutely incredible. While they go on and give speeches about everything and bitch and moan about everything, they sure don't want other people to do that about them. Crazy, crazy. Anyway, guys, I'm sorry if I yelled this whole time. Dying to know your thoughts. Please let me know in the comments. What do you think's going on? Who's funding all of this? Who's backing all this? Who made the call to Gavin to call a press conference? You know, it shows where his priorities are at. And let me know. I appreciate you all so much for being here. Love to my California friends. No disrespect to you all. It's just, seems like there's our whole country's on fire, but it seems like there's quite a shit show going on out there too. So, you know, there's that. Thank you guys for everything. I appreciate all you geese so much. I really do. Thank you for keeping me sane, because this would make me lose my mind. I love you. And as more stuff comes out, you know, I'll talk about it. Honk, honk, everyone.